In the age of constant information, notifications, social media, endless scrolling, our attention span has become shorter than ever. We remember less, even though we consume more. But here's a secret. Your brain hasn't become weaker, it's just overloaded. And with the right techniques, you can retrain it to memorize anything faster and retain information for life. Today, you'll learn 10 powerful memory techniques backed by science and used by top students, professionals, and even memory champions. Each one simple, practical, and life-changing if you practice them consistently. So take a deep breath, silence everything else for a few minutes, because what you're about to learn could change how your mind works forever. 1. Visualization power. Turn words into pictures. The brain doesn't think in words, it thinks in pictures. Whenever you try to memorize something, your mind naturally searches for an image to attach to it. That's why stories and movies stick with us longer than lectures. So, next time you study, don't just read words, see them. If you're memorizing a biology term like mitochondria, imagine a tiny factory inside a cell producing energy sparks. If you're learning history, imagine standing in that ancient battlefield, feeling the dust, hearing the noise. The more senses you involve in your imagination, the deeper the memory becomes. Visualization transforms learning from boring repetition into a creative movie inside your head, directed by you. 2. The chunking technique. Feed your brain in pieces. Your short-term memory is like a small tray. It can only hold 5 to 9 pieces of information at a time. That's why trying to memorize a full page or long number feels impossible. But what if you cut it into smaller chunks? Instead of memorizing 20,251,010 as one big number, read it as 2025 to 10. Suddenly, it feels lighter. That's chunking. Dividing big information into smaller, logical groups. You already use chunking daily when you memorize a phone number in parts or remember words in patterns. Apply it consciously to your studies and your recall speed will skyrocket. 3. The memory palace, your mind's home for knowledge. Now, imagine walking through your house. You enter the living room, see a chair, a window, a table. But what if every item in that room represented something you wanted to remember? That's the memory palace technique, also known as the method of Loki. Used by ancient Greek philosophers, monks, and memory champions. It works because your brain remembers places extremely well. Picture your home and assign each location a piece of information. For example, the front door holds your chemistry formulas, the sofa holds historical dates, and the kitchen stores vocabulary words. When you want to recall, simply walk through your memory palace. It's not just memory, it's mental architecture, and your mind becomes a living library. 4. Spaced repetition. Timing is everything. The biggest mistake students make is cramming. You study hard for hours, but 2 days later, gone. Why? Because the brain needs time intervals to move information from short-term to long-term memory. Here's the secret schedule. Review what you learned after 1 day, then after 3 days, then after 7, and again after 15. Each review strengthens the memory trace. This method is called spaced repetition, and it's scientifically proven to boost retention. Apps like Anki, Quizlet, or Notion can automate it, but even a simple notebook works fine. The goal is not to study more, it's to study smart. 5. Teach to remember, learning twice. Here's something powerful. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. When you teach something, even to yourself, your brain organizes the information logically, fills the gaps, and locks it in deeper. After studying, take 5 minutes to explain it aloud as if you're teaching someone new. You'll quickly realize which parts you understand and which ones need revision. Teaching turns passive learning into active mastery. 6. Use mnemonics. Funny tricks. For serious learning, mnemonics are creative shortcuts that turn boring information into fun phrases or stories. The crazier, the better, because your brain loves weirdness. For example, to remember the order of planets, my very educated mother just served us noodles. Or, for colors of the rainbow, Vibure, make your own mnemonics. Add humor, emotion, or even absurd images. The more unique it feels, the harder it is to forget. 7. Engage multiple senses. Don't just read, feel it when you study. Don't only use your eyes. Speak aloud. Write notes, record your voice, and listen again later. Every time you involve another sense, your brain creates a stronger neural connection. If you only read, you use one part of your brain. But when you read, say, write, and listen, 4 different regions activate together. That's how real memory forms. So next time you study, turn it into a full experience. Use colors, highlight, draw mind maps, or walk around while recalling. Movement and senses together multiply learning speed. 8. Connect new with old knowledge, the web of memory. Your memory works like the internet. Everything is linked. When you connect new knowledge with something you already know, it attaches like a hyperlink. If you're learning about the solar system, relate it to a family. The sun as a parent, planets as children. If you're learning economics, compare it to water flowing through pipes, money as the flow. This simple linking method turns new, abstract information into familiar, understandable concepts. And once something makes sense, it sticks forever. 9. Sleep and recall. The nighttime secret. Most people think learning ends when studying ends, but the real memory work begins when you sleep. During deep sleep, your brain organizes, cleans, and stores the day's information. That's why sleeping right after studying is so effective. Before bed, do a 5-minute quick revision. Then, get at least 7 hours of good sleep. In the morning, test yourself. You'll be shocked how much more you remember. Sleep isn't laziness, it's memory consolidation in action. 10. Train your brain daily. Build a memory lifestyle. Your brain is like a muscle. It grows with use. Challenge it every day. Learn a new word. Solve puzzles. Try to recall what you ate 3 days ago. Every small challenge builds neural strength. And remember, your diet matters too. Omega-3 fats, almonds, green tea, and blueberries all support cognitive health. Exercise improves blood flow, and meditation improves focus. You don't need a genius brain to remember things, you just need consistent brain training. Final thoughts. Believe in your mind. Here's the truth. Memory is not a talent. It's a habit. Anyone can develop it, including you. If you practice these 10 techniques daily, even for 15 minutes, you'll notice a difference within weeks. You'll start recalling names, facts, and details effortlessly. Your study sessions will become shorter, but more powerful. And most importantly, you'll trust your mind again. So stop saying, I have a weak memory. Say, I'm training my memory, because that's exactly what you're doing from today. Believe in your brain. Feed it right. Challenge it daily, and it will reward you with focus, clarity, and confidence you've never experienced before. Remember, you don't have a bad memory. You just never learned how to use it properly. Now you have the tools. The rest is practice. If you found value in this video, share it with someone who's struggling to study or remember things. Together, let's build sharper minds and stronger focus. Keep learning, keep evolving, and never stop training your brain.